Hi, everyone. I'm Cynthia Kane. Welcome back. You might not recognize me because I chopped my hair off, but I have a tendency to do this every once in a while. I'll chop it off and then I'll let it grow back, but it's still me. I'm still here. So today I want to get into a new practice for you guys to look into. So if you've ever noticed, probably you have, right? How certain conversations seem to follow kind of like the same script. No matter how much you want things to change, you have the same reactions, that same stuck feeling, the same triggers that occur. So today we're just going to talk a little bit about how to gently reset these old communication patterns without blame or without force. So why do these patterns repeat that we have? Most communication patterns aren't about the current moment. They're actually about potential past experiences that we've had. They are about familiarity, really, also because of our nervous system. So, our nervous system chooses what feels known, even when it doesn't necessarily feel good. So, if, at certain times in your life you've had experiences where you've felt stupid, and because of that, you had to defend yourself, or someone labeled you as something and you felt the need to lash out in that moment, right? Our nervous system holds on to everything. So, past experiences are a big piece of how these patterns really repeat themselves. Scarcity mentality also falls into this as well. These are those moments where we feel maybe less than, or we doubt ourselves, or we feel insecure. And it's that idea that there's maybe never enough of something that can also play into why old patterns continue, right? Why certain interactions usually end the way they do, and how we react in certain situations seems to be the same no matter what. So when we don't pause, really, when we're not intentional or mindful about what's happening, we have no awareness around what's happening. We just default to our old roles, right? We default to our old reactions, which is potentially defending ourselves, withdrawing, shutting down, trying to fix the situation, walking away, dodging, lying, right? When we are letting ourselves go off of instinct, this is usually where we go, and this is usually the pattern that continues. So, resetting a pattern really starts with awareness. So, we begin to become more aware of what's actually happening in the moment, happening in our body in that moment, so that we can so that we really can catch it before it begins. So it's not about correcting the pattern. First, really, it's about the awareness that the pattern exists and the awareness of when it's happening. So, this reset practice I want to share with you today is really three pieces. First, we're going to pause, then we're going to pivot, and then we're going to practice. So, the pause really comes from feeling that discomfort in the body, the sensation in the body, where, someone says something, or you're in a group and you feel discomfort in the body. That is your cue to pause. That is your cue to take even just one breath, to squeeze your fist into your leg, to rub your earlobe. That is your cue to calm the body, to find that pause, because the pause is what interrupts that automatic behavior that we have. It's a pattern interrupter. So you're going to feel that discomfort in the body. There's your cue. You're going to pause, take a breath, move the energy out. Then, after you've done that, you're going to pivot. So, pivoting means we're really going to ask ourselves a question in this moment. We're pausing. In this pause, we're going to ask ourselves, what would support or connection? Like, what would support more connection right now? So, we're taking ourselves kind of out of the chaos that we're in, and we're detaching from it. We're asking ourselves a question. What would connection look like right now? How can I connect with this person right now? What would support more connection in this moment? Not control, right? If I'm not going to control the situation, how can I connect in the situation? So first we notice the discomfort, our want or the urgency we have to react, to defend, to shut down. And instead, what we're going to do, we're going to notice that. We're going to take a breath, or we're going to maybe tap our fingers. We're going to find that calm in the body. And then what we're going to do is we're going to ask ourselves the question, how can I feel more connection right now with this person? Okay. That might mean slowing down. It might mean naming what we're feeling. It might be choosing fewer words. Then we're going to practice. So then we're going to choose one small shift to practice in this relationship, right? So we pause, we pivot, we ask ourselves the question, then we're going to do, right? Then we're going to choose what our action is, our next right action to create more connection in that relationship, which looks like potentially what I mentioned before, right? Slowing down, looking at the person with friendly eyes, using fewer words. So this week, see if you can choose one relationship to practice this in. It's not about being perfect. It's just about, setting the intention, putting it out there that you want to really work on resetting old patterns in your communication this week. So you can think of one relationship right now where communication feels stuck or it feels pretty challenging. And think about what is the pattern? Like, what is the pattern in this relationship? What is the dance that you do in this relationship? Someone says something, you get passive aggressive, you shut down, you walk away. What is the pattern? And right now we're just observing it. We're not evaluating it. We're not blaming it. We're just observing. And then choose one shift that you're willing to try. So if you get passive aggressive, maybe you're going to think about, okay, when I start to feel that sensation and that discomfort, I'm going to take a breath and I'm going to ask myself, how can I see this person with kind eyes? How can I connect more with this person? Or I'll take a breath and I'll say to myself, I'm about to get passive aggressive. I don't want to be passive aggressive right now. Right now I want to be kind. Right now I want to be, open and receptive. So this is what we want to practice. That's how patterns really soften. It's really this idea of just becoming more conscious and aware so that then we can kind of call out the moment and shift the moment. So you don't need to fix the whole relationship. We're just trying to show up a little bit differently within the conversations that we're having. So for more practices like this, you can explore my books, my audio courses, or you can join the Mindful Communication Insider. Everything is linked below, and I will see you in the next video.